Hi everyone, thanks for joining us for the Sum 180 Weekly webcast, where we talk about real people's issues and answer your questions. We're coming to you tonight from Chicago. Our topic for tonight is the challenges that post-grads are facing trying to get their savings started, especially at a time when they might be facing a lot of student debt. A great example of this is Kara, a 22-year-old graphic design graduate from right here in Chicago, who tells us that her inbox is already crammed with emails regarding student loan debt. She's not really sure how much she has, and also she's wondering what is a reasonable time frame for paying everything out. I think the question that Kara has is one that a lot of post-grads have. The first thing she needs to do is to go online and get her credit report to find out how much she owes in student loans. The second thing is to check her payment schedule for each one. She should not be paying more than 20% of her income on any debt. So if her student loans total more than 20% of her income, what she needs to do is pursue a consolidation or a refinancing of her student loans. Unfortunately, Kara is not alone. The class of 2016 that just graduated is the most indebted class ever, having borrowed $37,000 on average each. And according to student loan expert Mark Kantowitz, that's a 6% increase from last year. This problem goes wide and deep. Recent research on millennials showed that, first of all, 15% do not know how much they owe in student loans. 37% have no idea what their interest rate is, and that's a problem because many of them were in school at a time when rates got pretty high. And thirdly, 44% are really confused between whether they have federal or private loans. We have time for one question tonight, and I've selected one from Justin, who's a 22-year-old public relations grad. I'll read it to you. He says, I just finished school and now have to navigate the transition from relying on financial assistance from my parents to learning how to juggle my own expenses, and it's a lot at once and so overwhelming on top of other transitions in my life that I don't know where to begin. How should my salary break down so that I can make sure I'm saving a little while also paying off my loans? And where should I be in 5 years? Let's break it down, Justin. Well, one thing to know is that you should be saving 10% of your salary after tax. So what that means is if you're making, say, $40,000 a year and bringing home $32,000 or $34,000, then what you should be saving after tax is $3,200 to $3,400. And in fact, just to give you some incentive, if you start at age 21 and go for 9 years saving $2,000 a year and then stop, by the time you're at retirement, you'll have over $500,000. That sounds achievable, and it is. In terms of paying off your student loans, remember that your payments should never exceed 20% of your income to allow you to space it out, to do other kinds of savings, and to make it comfortable for you to stay on track paying your debts. So calculate your payments, and if they're more than that, go ahead and pursue some of the many options for consolidating or refinancing your loans. And in terms of where should you be in 5 years, if you have two key things in place, you're going to be in great shape. The first thing is an emergency fund, which is 6 months of your expenses sitting somewhere in a readily accessible account so that when unexpected expenses occur, you can just rely on that and not borrow. And the second thing is have about $10,000 in savings. That can be in your retirement accounts or in other investment accounts, but that'll get you well on your way. That's it for tonight. Thanks for joining, and keep your questions and comments coming, because here at Sum 180, we make dealing with your money simple and doable.